Welcome back. ARCA RE Series Championship 200 continuing from Toledo Speedway here in Toledo, Ohio. Glass, Jeep, Klinger. We've got all sorts of things from Toledo. Aaron's lucky dog goes to Norm Benning, number 84, so he'll get a lap back.
We've got one to go right now. Frank Kimmel was our leader when he came down pit road. He got the 4 bonus points. You see the 4 drive 1-4 there for Frank Kimmel. Frank Kimmel is a 6-time winner now with the Bill France Triple Crown. He won it again this year. You can see his results in the 3 races that make up the Bill France Triple Crown. Racetracks that couldn't be any more different. You've got a mile dirt at Tacoin, a half-mile high bank short track at Salem, and the super speedway at Talladega. But 2 wins and a 6th place finish for the 9-time ARCA RE champion.
And right now, currently 2nd in the points after a huge event taking place at this racetrack. Scott Speed, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 1 and 2 in points coming into this race, both off the racetrack now. It is Justin Allgaier's championship to lose. And out in front of the field, it is the 29 of Brandon Thompson that leads us to the green flag, and we're back underway. Michael Simcoe in the 75, just behind him, Tom Hessert the 3rd, then Matt Carter. Rounding out that top line. Those problems. Almost up into the wall of 77, and then big problems coming off of turn 4.
Our point contender, Frank Kimmel got by.
Brian Scott, huge damage to the right front of that race car. Michael Simcoe, who was running 2nd, he's parked up against the wall here on the front stretch.
Justin Allgaier is in the middle of the backstretch. He was able to get by. It looked like Tom Hessert got into the back of the 75, Michael Simcoe, and turned him around right in the middle of the racetrack coming off turn number 4.
The 77 was also up. Parker Klingerman was way up into the wall coming into turn 4.
That's Andy Hansen, a 32 car that's right in behind Michael Simcoe in the 75. Michael started way back, 35th in this field, had worked his way up into the 2nd spot when he got turned around.
Still waiting to see, and I'm seeing a little movement now out of Brian Scott in that 25. Normally when a driver leaves his window net up, he needs assistance.
There's a replay right there. You see Tom Hessert. Actually, he got in the back because the 75 was going underneath that 29 car right there, Brandon Thompson. I don't think it was a situation where he just ran into the back of him. You see the 75 of Simcoe getting up really, really high.
The 5 of Bobby Gerhardt slid into the infield. Here's another look at it.
You see, it looked like the 75 of Michael Simcoe got in the throttle. Tom Hessert got in the throttle, and then the 75 looked like he pedaled the throttle just a little bit. And when he did, Tom Hessert ran in the back of him, turned him around, and then these other guys came along with nowhere to go.
It was a chain reaction. It looked like the 29 didn't get up to speed as quickly as the 75 thought he was going to, and as you mentioned, kind of got out of that throttle just a bit, and that was all it took to cause the pile up behind him.
See right here, this is Matt Carter's onboard right here. He was running in the 4th spot. There's the contact right there. He's going to duck to the inside to get around Michael Simcoe. He's got the advantage that he sees it first.
He was the first one there, saw it. Brian Scott didn't see it in that 25, and he made probably the hardest contact. The tow truck is going to latch onto the 25. And we do see the window net down now on that 25 of Brian Scott. So a very good sign there. They continue to clean up this racetrack once again. It's the 9th time the caution has come out. You see the rollback making its way up to the 32. So they will pull that race car.
That's Andy Hansen's 32 car, the Wintron car. Tough break for him. He a victim of circumstances, nowhere to go when the 75 of Michael Simcoe got turned around.
Right. The Aaron's lucky dog goes to Matt Grajecki in that 00, and so he will get a lap back. Now scored on the lead lap, we have 20 cars. Started 35, only 20 still on the lead lap. And again, they're trying to move that 32 of Andy Hansen, so he will have a tough day.
Take a look at the points as they run right now on the racetrack. Justin Allgaier up front, 35 points over Scott Speed. Remember now, Justin pitted not that long ago, so Justin's now running in the 6th position right now. So he has a very, very good race car, but he's got some great race cars in front of him. But he does have the lead right now as they run.
Justin Allgaier sitting 6th on the racetrack, number 1 in the point standings. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The ARCA RE Series Championship 200 continuing. Tom Hessert III is now our race leader. And it was the 29 of Brandon Thompson, but we saw Brandon slow just a bit coming out of 4. Then the 75 of Michael Simcoe looked like he was checking up just a bit. That is when all of the contact took place and the problems in turn 4.
Yeah, sure was. And unfortunate for Michael Simcoe, had such a great run going. Brian Scott, who had a good run going, he was taken out in that Albertson Chevrolet. And right now we've got Matt Carter, who pitted way back on lap number 47. He was one of the first contenders that came down pit road. We've got David Reagan, who came in on lap number 72. Right now he lines up in the 3rd position right behind Matt Carter, and then Justin Lofton, our pole sitter and early leader, running 4th.
Kenny Schrader runs in the 5th spot. Adam Alexander.
And you guys talk about Matt Carter, who looks really good right now running 2nd. If you remember back earlier this year, he won at Toledo, so he knows what it's like to go to victory lane here. But I was talking to Matt before the race, and I said, what do you think today? And he said, you know what? When I came here and won, it was beyond my wildest expectations because we were terrible all weekend long. I hated this place, but I guess I kind of like it now, and he's in position to go for the Toledo sweep in 08, Jim.
And the focus now for David Reagan and his Ruler Brothers team is how many more laps of caution, because it's playing in their favor. They did come down pit road, very small tire adjustments, 2 cautions ago, 4 tires. They think they're going to go the distance. I just talked with crew chief Gary Rulo. He said our car is good. We can't afford to come down pit road with all these cautions. I don't know if we'd get a chance to get to the front. As we mentioned at the very top of the show, Shriners Hospital is one thing I did not include. Is that hospital itself, the 22 across the nation, offer free health care. We're talking major surgeries for families, supported by the many benevolent events that the Shriners put on. And there's a number of Shriners here today, including the gentleman he introduced himself to in Atlanta, a friend of David Reagan now, and one of the Shriners supporting this 39's effort.
That's a tremendous cause, Jim. I know I've got some relatives that have spent time in the Shriners hospitals, and as you mentioned, never a bill goes out for treatment to any child.
Talk about doing the sweep at this racetrack. Your brother did it back in '68, Phil, Benny Parsons. We've seen Tom Bowser do it in '70. Bruce Gold won this race 3 times in 1 year, back in 1973, and a couple other guys have swept in the same year since then. We'll see if it could be Matt Carter's year here in 2008.